And ahoy and welcome back to another night of the LCO. I'm Papa Pike, that's Skibby, that's my boy Tally, and we are in for another night of Super Games this time. Not just a super week, Super Games, Tally, and it's all the hype we can get and so much more. How are you guys ready? Are you pumped? It's the big game today. Are you feeling it?
I am feeling it, so much so. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Pike. There you go, mate. And he's gone. He's gone. He's out of here.
That. If I have to get the hype up a little bit more, yes, it is my birthday, but if you need me to do it again, I'll put out another super. Are you ready?
The other way? Yeah. It's always going to go this way. I'm not that... Like, I watched One Piece maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah, that's okay. But super! We're getting real hype. Let's go have a look at some fantastic plays from yesterday. Let's just jump straight into the replays.
Vendrick flaps his wings, summons his mum, but Katsuri says, I'll show you who's daddy.
Yeah, and the entire way between towers takes him out. Kanga felt, very pressured to contest this dragon, but I think walking in blind with the TP planes coming out is way too hard to do.
It's pretty crazy. 2-man Impale, 2-man Last Breath, too many members falling on down, so 2 becomes a double kill, and Chungi can literally do no wrong right now. The cast goes across the wall, there's the triple, hunting for the quadra, and how crazy would it be if you were to get a pentakill on your debut back? He's yet to have a true 1v1, it feels like.
He doesn't mind giving worse than all chat right now.
I got the assist.
That's what we've been typing.
Katsuri burns double summoners to make sure that he's still a fighting factor in this one. Look at the damage onto the Nami. Lafality just a little bit too strong. Gets it done in the end. Double kill to close it out.
And you go enjoy that win. It's so beautiful. Wait, what's the cat's name?
Annie in the jungle confirmed. There you go.
What player do you not like having in this game?
I think he used to play LCO a little bit. Apparently he's been to Worlds a couple of times, so I would have expected that.
TP from Fury into the mid lane, waiting for it is Doraemon. Welcomes Shirt back into the lane and says maybe next time you won't TP here. So as soon as he comes in, he falls on down yet again. Doraemon, note, is just unable to fall on down. He is a Titan at 3-0-9. He just tanks up the world and more. They switch their attention to Coley. He jumps in, has the moves, gets it done. Very clean with his ward hopping, and Doraemon says, watch this. And they will guarantee that the soul is theirs. As Nox is going to go for a Hail Mary across the wall. And Styx is like, not on my watch. Has definitely been a staple in many different comps. In goes Coley with the insect. Isolates out the key target he's after. Nox goes golden, but his entire team is going grey around him. He will eventually fall on down, and the hunting pack of Iron continues to march on forward. Still all up in the air. What is Styx doing for this time? Ain't no way he's hitting the gritty on LCO.
So we found another dancer who's looking to jump on, replacing Why Not, which is awesome to see, but Styx absolutely loving it. Those kills on the Ezreal were fantastic. But what a good first day for the first Super Week, guys. Like, Skimmy, were you as surprised as I was for how good these games actually were?
I'm always excited to see what we have in store, because I can never quite understand if my predictions are going to be completely meme or if they will actually come to fruition. And I think for Tally, it's more so a case of, am I surprised I never get to talk? Probably at this point, you're not, right? It's just a case of fight, fight, fight. Do I get a chance to explain what happened? No, because we're watching another fight.
I'm just here to hype you up, Skibby. It's all about you.
No, none of that, mate.
Yeah,
none of that.
The LCO, they need to add like a little S, the LCOs. It's just Skimmy. The LCOs.
LSO, we just completely change it up.
Yeah, whole changeover. It's fine. We can rebrand. There's no worries. But let's have a look at tonight's schedule and see what games you're going to be viewing tonight, as there's going to be huge Mammoth Esports versus Antic to start the night off. And then into the big show series of the week is Team Bliss versus Ground Zero. It's a repeat of the grand finals last split. Tally, we've all got mixed feelings, but that is just going to be a banger regardless.
Yeah, I'm so excited for my first big match, on cast. I'm just really excited to watch this. I want to see, peak League of Legends, peak gameplay coming out from both teams. And yeah, no, I just can't wait. So I'm really excited for both games tonight, actually.
Peak League of Legends, peak gameplay. It's what more do you want, Skimmy? What more do you want? It's the finals, right? Almost. It's the finals reborn even. Ooh, I like that.
Oh, look at you making up some headlines there. I will always find it funny though when Telly would watch some of these games initially as a casting, but like, I don't actually understand what's going on. This makes no sense. And then we watch one of the top teams like, yes, they're doing what I would do. And I'm like, oh, okay, bro, just like, these trophies, like this brain. Like,
Yeah. I like the banter we saw online too. It's like all the team blues be like, yeah, it's all right. And then Grazio's like, nah, get to PCS next time. We're like, oh, damn, okay. But also, quickly, guys, I got a quick little guess question for you, right? Okay.
2 words. First word.
First word's champion, because it's the champion conundrum. Let's just jump straight into it.
Is today the day Lux with you? Is it now your life could read you? Then you must play the game, cause I have to proclaim life's a game of chance.
And it's the champion conundrum. Yes, we are doing another fun game that we all know you love to watch. And as you sort of guessed from the little prelude I gave you, it's charades. In fact, it's champion charades. So we're going to be able to get the first one off the board. I believe it is me. So I'm very excited to be the first one. Because let me get into position. Let me... Okay, so...
Okay, it's one.
One
okay,
word.
so it's a champion. So it's one. It's just a champion. Thresh.
fresh.
Thresh it is! Correct! Nailed that one. Damn.
He got an easy one, man.
Yeah, that was
Bro,
pretty
that was a
easy.
freebie.
That was pretty good. Yeah, look, maybe we need to go with a harder one. We'll go with a harder one. Let's see what it is. But look, I think if I didn't do that right, that sort of gave it away though, Tally, right?
Yeah. I don't know what you do for the other things. Like throw a lantern, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, let's get ready for the next one. I'm excited. I'm keen. I'm ready. Trying to get into...
How do I do this? Oh my days.
He's
Okay.
Googling. He's Googling. He's trying to figure it out.
He's Googling.
No, because I heard at the same time you were talking. I was like, wait, he is talking to me, right? We practiced this during rehearsal. Okay.
I got you. Come on.
How does this work? How do I? Okay. What we'll do the one, right? We'll do one of these.
Yeah.
But then,
One word.
bro is like this. Okay. Imagine I'm on all. Wait, I can't even talk, can I? I'm actually just cheating. I'm
Rel.
actually just straight up cheating. Like,
Rel. Ramus. Blitzcrank?
Ergot.
yes.
Yeah,
Tally
I
got
was
it.
about to say, yeah, that's bang on.
I
Awesome.
thought-
I got so mind control because like, how do I do like the 4 legs? But then it's like you just need to move around like this, like.
You should just thrown your chair over you. I would have got it straight away.
Oh, true.
All right, Tally, you're up next. I want to see this. I got to get one. Everyone's got a point thus far. Actually, no, Tally, you got both. All right. Here we go.
Okay. This is fairly easy. All right. So I kind of have to. Imagine I'm T-posing right now. I can't fit in frame, but
Fiddlesticks.
yep.
Now,
Wow.
straight off the bat. I know exactly.
Damn.
The second you said T-pose, I was like, that's his stance. He just stands there. He does like all the weird glitchy dance stuff, and then he's a ward.
I ain't gonna lie, I
Like
saw him
that.
do this at the start, and I was like, in a way, bro, it's about to hit like the domain expansion or something at this point there. Like,
It's wizard gaming, mate. It's wizard gaming.
absolutely.
Well, that was pretty good. Okay.
Do we have more?
Do more?
Do we just we
Okay.
speed run it so much that production
We're
doesn't know what to do?
getting to the hard levels now. We're getting to the hard levels. The box on the ground. All right, my next one. Again, I've got to do it in like a weird stance so you can see me.
Fiora?
Fiora,
yeah.
correct.
A riposte? Was that
You got
dash?
the
One of two.
riposte. I was trying to think about how I do a riposte because you can't do a grand challenge. You can't just like dance around. Like,
Imagine you just jump around in 4 different directions. You're like, yeah, bro, I'm just tapping his vitals. You're like, what?
well, pretty good. Tally, nailed it. Fiora. All right, now we're waiting on Skibbies. We're gonna get the next one coming up. I like this. I think we're doing a really good job.
Yeah, not bad.
We're doing a really
How
good
do I do this, man?
He's in shambles ready for round 2.
Okay. So we're like... Or sometimes like...
Poppy.
Aatrox.
J4?
No.
What? Jace?
No. No.
You gotta do more.
Or...
What is this?
Garen?
It's Garen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I tried to go for
gonna be
like,
that
the
one.
Q and like the alt.
Yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah. I see what you're
production's memeing me. They're like, you chose that ability? Really? Do you know how to play this game?
That was good though.
Seriously,
Like you
dude?
got us there. It was that one that confused me because I couldn't see your hands
I saw
going
two
down
different
because you're
abilities.
like it's the execute. But
Yes.
It looked like you were doing it down, like you were trying to slice someone. I was like, but no, you nailed it. I think you nailed
Got
it.
there in the end.
We got there. Now it's up for Tally. Tally's second one. Let's have a look.
Do I have a prop? No, I don't.
No.
Darn it.
So-
Okay. Ready?
Yep. What? Is that like the little turtle, the turtle meme where he's like slapping his turtle friend's face? Is it Nami? What is this?
Give us more, Telly.
Can't just keep doing the same movement.
Ain't no way, bro. Just went from this to this.
Hopping?
Zoe? Are we just portal hopping like the smallest jump?
What is this? Milio?
This is perfect. You guys can't get this. It's unbelievable. I know chat's got this 100%.
Oh, what is this?
Clap, clap, clap.
Claps?
It's 4 claps.
Oh, Jin. No, Jin doesn't dance. He does the weird like... Do something more. You need to give it more.
Who
The other ones are too
clap?
hard.
Timo? Timo?
Can't be Timo. 4 claps?
It's not a jump, it's a dash, okay? I can't dash IRL.
Dash.
It's not Ezreal?
Dash. Dash and 4 claps.
What? Corky? What is this?
Ain't no way they just gave you the hardest one.
They did give you the hardest one.
Or are we just dumb? Maybe
yeah,
we're
I
just
think
dumb.
it's- I think
If
it's the
chat figures it
latest.
out, by the time chat catches up with delay and we're still here.
Yeah.
Look, I'm auto-attacking the turret right now.
All right, so I think we have decided to... Are we calling it Skimmy? Do you know?
Chomp, chomp.
So
It's-
we got a
it's a
hint from
female
production.
champ.
It's a female. Janna. That doesn't... It's not a dash. Samira? So we got another... It's a top laner. Fiora. Vayne.
Yeah,
Ilau.
let's just go through all the top laners.
I'm just gonna sit here.
Look.
Well,
I'm
how
glad
about we
you're
just don't
dancing.
say anything? We could just keep Tally hostage.
Yeah.
He could just keep
This
doing
is
this the entire
fine.
show. Like,
Free me!
that's
Free me!
that could be fun.
I think, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's going to be so obvious once we get it, but production, please. Gwen.
Gwen!
What is this? What is this?
It's so cute!
Scissors.
I don't have
All
to.
you
You literally
do
have to do this. You do this, you win. What are you talking about, bro?
You're doing
Ain't
this.
no way.
This is a
Scissors,
guess the
man.
problem.
We're not going to think. I'd think Crab got if you're doing this as well. I'd be like, oh, is it Crab or something? I don't know. Scissors.
Well,
Oh.
Tally had his like 50 minutes of cardio for the day. He's a happy man. So there you go.
No more.
It's a cold day, thank
no
you,
more
guys.
going for fresh air. That was too good. Look, Tally, you did good, mate. I think next time let's work on our scissor action.
Oh dear, man.
Clean lines, cutting paper, it's going to really help out, or cutting top laners with that true damage. But let's go to a short break so I can get over what scissors actually are in real life and get prepped for the next series of the night. It is Mammoth versus Antic. It's going to be a bit of a showstopper. See what's going to happen. See you there.
Blinded by your light, how could I know I'd fall for you? You're shining through the night. How could I know I'd fall for you?
watch, it's carnage! Only triple happening here is for Phyto. Oh, it's do or die!
Welcome back, everyone, as we are getting ready for the first series of the night. It is Mammoth versus Antic. You know what? No. Before we get into that, scissors, Tally, scissors.
What, did you see Twitch chat? I'm pretty sure everyone on Twitch chat got that instantly. I was validated.
Yeah. But sadly, we're not Twitch chat. We get it, like, after everyone, but still, like, at the same time, I think we definitely got to do that again because the charades, I think I could have done better, but still. Let's have a look at these teams as we're getting ready for tonight's series. I'm excited to pick this one up as we got Mammoth first off the line. Skimmy, let's talk about this team.
Yeah, let's do, indeed. I mean, obviously, Reneko comes into this one, brand new player, has shown that he's pretty comfortable playing a lot of the aggressive in-form, meta champions up there. Obviously, Gudo came into his own, had a bit of a standout performance, but I think it was great for them to find a little bit of success recently. It was one of those must-win games for them, right? And they showed that there is still a fighting chance for them to make it into the playoffs. A clean 2-0 up against Kangas, certainly nothing to scoff at. And I think it was great to see across the board, actually, a bit of a level up. Yeah, you can see Gudo here was the star of the show on that Carfist, but even their bot lane, which had been falling behind quite a bit in comparison to the rest of the league, they also were able to add to the chaos. Right? Obviously, you hear humbly from Voice in his interview, I just get told you're playing Nautilus or you're playing Ornn. Maybe not the worst problem, quite honestly, because they are very, very strong. And certainly a great way to integrate yourself into a new position.
It's about being solutions orientated, which is what we like to hear from it. So really good to see. But Antic as well, this team, one of our top 3, top 4 as well, looking really good, Tally. And Incursio, Foreigner, Zoronas, this bot lane, it's just all together looking so good.
Yeah, definitely, and it was really good to see in recent weeks that they have finally leveled up into the position that we put them in at the start of the split when we look at our power rankings. We always thought that they were going to be, that gap with the top 3 contenders, and Antic was going to be up there with the rest of the best teams in our league, and it's really nice to see they've sort of figured out their identity and how they want to draft and what champs they want to attack the game with, and just look a lot better, a lot cleaner. And I'm really excited to see will Incursio get more assassin angles.
Yeah, I think we've seen them a lot on the Hui quite a bit and playing these sort of like carry mages, which we really like to see too. But exactly, are we hoping for a Katarina gameplay? I think we've seen it so much in solo queue, but will we see it on the stage, Sally?
I think it's possible. I don't think the champion is completely unviable and competitive, especially like when you're so good at when you're so talented at a champion. There's always an angle, and I think that is when the enemy really lacks CC and plays a bunch of squishy champions. Incursio should feel comfortable to pull that one out.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. It is going to be any team's game right now. Antic definitely looking like the favorites for us too, but who knows what Mammoth could pull out. They are still a bit of a dark horse in the situation too. They have got a couple tricks up their sleeves, but we'll have to wait and see. But Skimmy, do you think there's anything, are you hoping for a bit more Ornn center action as well in this bot lane, potentially coming out of Mammoth?
Yeah, I think it's a great way to find a little bit of stability, especially when you're going to go into the likes of Reiku, which is definitely one of the premier bot lane compositions. So I think if they can get that under lock, obviously you saw last week, it was a pretty much perfect series from Predator. I think he had 1 death in both games. The Ahri, the Talia, the ability to push, roam, assist elsewhere, match made in heaven. So I think they need at least to have 1 lane of stability, if not 2, to really stand a fighting chance into Antic.
Well, we'll have to hear from them as we actually have Reneko on the line joining us for his first interview. Reneko, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we're good. I think we're all pretty good. Now, Reneko, I wanted to ask, how are you enjoying playing for Mammoth?
I feel good, but I think I'm still learning. Like, as a rookie, I assume I'm still learning for what to do at pro thing for top line. Yeah.
That's good to hear. Like, getting a bit of synergy and trying to find out what's going on with your team. It's awesome to hear. Now, I actually wanted to ask a little bit more personal stuff about you, Reneko. Is who do you enjoy playing with the most on your team? Is there anyone you've been playing a bit of solo queue with?
Not yet. Actually, I play a lot. I didn't play a lot of solo queue, but I think everyone has been great in my team, but I only see my jungler for the first half of the game, so it must be good, I think.
Good, yeah, look, that's a good call, if I'm being honest. But now, Tal, I know you got a bit of a question for Reneko.
Hi, Reneko. I'm a big fan of your Renekton, and I want to know why you like the champ so much. Like, why do you prioritize it?
Cause I think it can be help my team. Cause my jungle Gudo, and he always ping the carry jungle champ, and I think I can help him.
Just a
Yeah.
strong champ. Yeah, I know.
Good looking champ. Skimmy.
Yeah, well, welcome Reneko to the broadcast. If you had a choice, Renekton or Aatrox? What's your
Renekton.
favorite?
Just maybe Renekton.
Bit of crocodile action. All right. Nice. Oh, well. Reneko. Okay. Are we expecting some Renekton tonight?
Okay. I hope so.
Yeah. All right. I'm hearing a yes,
so
so
too.
sadly we shouldn't let Antic hear any of that. They might ban it out for you. Fingers crossed you get it through. But Reneko, thank you so much for jumping onto the broadcast. It's been a delight having you, and good luck out there.
Thank you. See you.
Nice to get him on. So Renekton seems to be the call. They seem to be favouring that. He's enjoying a bit of Gudo action. Not too bad, Skimmy.
Not too bad at all. And I think a quick identification from himself, right, to understand that I'm here to pick a role, fulfill a position for the team. I don't need to be the carry like we see Tien do, for example, of picking all those positions. But obviously Renekton, Aatrox, even the Cassandra that he's pulled out so far can certainly fit the bill if need be. So I think it's nice that he's already found that level of synergy with your jungler, and not going to be left to, be hung out to dry like we see some of these top lane games in recent times, right? Getting 3-4-man dived on repeat. Where's my team? Oh, they're elsewhere, sadly.
I think that's the big thing, right? It comes down to, do you put that trust in your team? And it sounds like he does actually trust his jungler. He's got that faith being like, look, I'm going to back what you think is the right call. They clearly have a bit of a chain of command, which I think is very important for fresh teams and fresh players too. So that's really nice to hear. Do you think that could lead to bigger things, Tally?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm talking back on the Renekton, like I'm glad that we're staying lore accurate to Australia. We're going to prioritize our, crocodiles, because they are one of our strongest animals. So I think, carrying on the Rift is, it's nice to have such, powerful, lore accuracy going on in Australia.
Do we have any other Australian animals in the game, technically? Like, I know
We
crocodile-
need to see
Whatever Kled is.
Renekton Elise. If they go Renekton Elise, I'm
Elise?
flipping my predictions and I'm all in on Mammoth.
Yeah. You know what? That makes
It's a
sense.
good combo.
Yeah. We'll get
We
good on
need...
that.
Do we have a Shark champion? We don't, do we?
I mean, Fizz.
We need a
Rek'Sai?
Shark champion.
Technically?
Yes, but does Fizz, Rek'Sai?
I don't know. That's fine. But let's not even worry about it. We have Incursio on the line from Antic looking to jump onto the desk. Yeah, throw your pen, Skimmy. That's fine. Incursio, how you doing, mate? You excited for tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. One sec, let me mute something.
You do.
Hold on, what were you
Alright.
watching?
No,
were you
I
watching?
had the comms in the back still, so I could hear my team
yeah,
speaking.
no, so they were just... Were they trying to throw you off a little bit? They're just like...
Well, that was,
I can just
they were
imagine...
yapping. They were yapping. I didn't hear you guys.
Shut up, Tracker.
The best thing I can imagine is they're just like from Anchorman. It's just like he's in his underwear dancing off to the side doing all that while you're trying to talk to the camera. That's all right.
Yeah.
Now, mate, are we hoping to see any Katarina tonight? I know that's the big question on everyone's mind.
Man, I'm praying it's a good situation for her, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy to find a good
Yes.
situation with this champion. She sucks poo-poo.
Yeah, that's honestly, yeah. I think in teams like this, it is a bit hard. Solo queue, though, I know you've been having some success, but Tally, I know you got a question.
Now, Incursio, I understand you have your morals about certain champions in the game, but when it comes to competitive, you do whatever it takes to win, right? So I'm curious, if that means you'll ever play Tristana one day.
I mean, when I played on Legacy, I played her once or twice, I think. I can definitely put it aside to play her, but I'm not putting in ridiculous hours on her or anything, but if it calls for it, I definitely will.
Respectable. Putting aside your morals for the good of your team. It's good to hear.
Heard me say some bad things about Tristana in the past, probably.
Absolutely.
Skimmy, hit us with some.
Well, my question to you, Curso, is I know you obviously love the Assassins. You gave us a little bit of a taste of that with the Akali. What kind of other Assassins do you think are competitively viable? I'm looking at, Zed, Tryndamere to a degree, maybe even like a Talon. Anything else amongst the mix?
Bro, ain't no way calling Tryndamere an assassin.
I know, right?
Yeah, I think
he spins it and one-shots you.
Yeah, Zed maybe. Zed's alright. Some certain games could be good. Could be good pairing with like Karthus or something like that. Akali's the main one. I don't feel like any other assassins are ridiculously good apart from Akali. But yeah, no, I think Talon isn't the greatest at the moment. I think it's just a Zed angle maybe sometimes. That's about it.
Oh, yeah.
If we need that AD to fill in mid lane, then there's always that Zed in the back of your mind.
So that was going to lead on to my last question for you, Kersio. So I know you play like a lot of mages and you like that. Are there any good AD champions besides like Tristana that are quite viable in a lot of regions at the moment?
I've been seeing Yone played a lot. There could be some Yasuo games as well if you have a good team comp to set you up with it. I'm not sure what else. Could be a couple of other off-meta picks you could choose, but those are the two main ones off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I know
nice.
Corki's really good right now. Yeah.
Oh, what was that, sorry?
I know Corki's pretty good right now as well. He's been being picked a good amount.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so that's I wanted to gauge that because I like playing my AD champions, and I was sort of like, I kind of need to pick up some more champions and not go back to the bot lane where I really hate my life. So thank you so much. I'm going to start taking those into solo queue and just griefing my team. So much appreciated, Kersio. You go have a good night and win some games for me.
Thank you. See you later.
Oh, he was ready.
You know the one assassin I forgot? Echo. I should have brought up Echo as well. That's another good one.
I like Echo. Good champion.
Yeah, Echo's a cool one.
Echo from
I tell you
Arcane.
what though, any single time I see that champion, they always hold their ult. Level 6 comes in, they suddenly do some crazy like Chinese TikTok outplay. You're just like, okay, I'm just not good enough.
Now, so I want to actually quickly walk you guys through. We've got a little bit of a statistic for Antic right now. Let's bring it up right for you all to look at. It is Antic holds 100% first blood rate. Skimmy, oh, actually, no, sorry, I'm going to go Tally for this one. Do you think they're doing something a little bit different that we haven't been seeing on other teams?
I just think that coins in with, you know, the Draku's approach, like his ideology about the game right now, how he needs to be playing these, you know, aggressive, engaging supports. He really doesn't want to be playing, you know, the Broms, the sit back and like wait for them to engage. You know, he always wants to be engaging and finding kills. And I think this is also about how they work as a jungle support and when they, you know, roam together and able to find kills onto, you know, whether they're punishing summoners that they've learned early on in the game or just killing the mid laner. I think it's just about how well they work in the early game as a team.
Yeah, it's that early aggression, right? I think that's something we've always noticed about Antics. They don't like playing passive. They like putting the heat on. They want to get that aggression going. But let's talk about heat as we can see side select for you on your screens as it's going to be a beautiful... Oh, I was going to say blue side both sides, but no. Blue for Mammoth and red for Antic. Okay. Tally, what does that tell you, though?
The biggest standout to me is, you know, Antic going red could mean the Katarina might come out tonight. You know, I think if the champion is left up in the first 3, you can potentially pick that and then, you know, ban to protect it going through to the 4-5. So I see, you know, that's a good angle for Incursio there because I don't really think as a champ you need to drop all the way down to 5th pick and see the entire comp 4. As long as it's good into the first few champs, he should be happy playing it.
Okay, well, Skimmy, is there anything you want to say on that? Do you like the different change-up? We had all blues yesterday.
I don't mind it. I think it's, yeah, certainly a case of, you know, we much more value the counter pick in this matchup. Maybe they're a little bit concerned about what Mammoth have to bring to the table, or maybe just on this occasion they think counter pick's just a little bit stronger based on their personal read. Obviously, you saw them look a lot stronger last week, and we sort of spoke about that midway point being a great time to see a little bit of momentum. So maybe they've spent this, you know, another week of practice on saying, let's just double down on what we've done, and for that to work, we need to counter pick.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what my dad used to say. But on that, so funnily enough, I've always gotten very hyped about this. But guys, just in that corner, just over there, there's some channel points that you can put in. Don't forget to support your favorite team. I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed with it. I feel like I always come in with a little bit too much energy. So just, if you want to do it, pop your points in.
Up to you.
It'll be a lot of fun. Get ready for the next set of games, the other series. Like you get your points now, and then you get even more to put towards the Bliss Ground Zero as well later on. Or, as what me and Skimmy have been doing, we're saving and Tally's still broke. That's fine. It's all good. So it's all good. So yes, definitely get those Twitch channel points in and support your favorite team, Antic or Mammoth. Who knows? But we're going to have to see. And now, talking about all those points, let's look at our talent predictions and see what we're banking on for tonight. It is the 2-0 across the board for Antic. Skimmy, why?
Yeah, I just think it's very hard for Mammoth, despite them finding that victory last week. Obviously, Antic's a whole different beast. I think lane for lane, it's going to be a bit of a outclassing. It's going to be too hard for them to try and find a little bit of stability. I did mention before there are areas in which Mammoth could look to try and find it, maybe with some crucial picks, but I think overall that will just be a bit of a crutch before, you know, one big team fight, maybe 15-20 minutes in, something will have like a 5-10k gold lead, and then off we go.
Well, Tally, so why did you copy me and Skimmy's answer?
I mean, you guys are just smarter than me. Like, Skimmy's obviously the smartest person on the cast as he is leading, you know, in the talent prediction. So I never think about it. I just copy what Skimmy's put down every time.
Yeah.
Based.
Look, well, I actually put my prediction in first, so I'm going to say that Skimmy's copied me. You've copied Skimmy.
Yeah, but that's Skimmy's strategy because he's in the lead.
But,
This copies you.
yeah.
So then he can never lose.
Well, don't even worry about it because the game is about to begin. I'm going to say bon voyage. I'm going to go have some cake for my birthday. Skimmy, Tally, go have some fun for me.
Beautiful. Well, whilst you enjoy that, we'll get ourselves into the draft and get to see what is on the table for us tonight. Mammoth on the blue side for both these games. And Talik, they're going to open up here with a Skarner first pick.
Yeah, and I think that is the Katarina blocker. I feel like this champ by itself has enough CC to really deny Incursio from feeling confident about playing his main champion. But there are a lot of champs left up in the draft scheme. We see the Tristana and the Corki both being left up, so we have to see, you know, do Antic prioritize a certain champion? Do they want to take both of them? I think that, you know, it's really easy to just pick both 80 carries when Rumble is up because he facilitates this like solid AP role so easily for the team.
So he does, and we certainly know that Zoranus is a big fan of the Rumble. Going to look to lock it in for another week in a row. Wants to make sure that he can find a fair degree of action. Having not really seen too much from Reneko, just wants to be a lane bully. In the hands of him, you wouldn't put it past him to put on a bit of a masterclass. Nautilus to come out as well, deny that away from them, and just really not allow Mammoth to have Exodia with all the CC in the world.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cute what Antic have done here. So they decide, you know, we banned away the center, which means you can't pick the center on. We've only seen Voice play on and Nautilus. So they've taken away the Naut. He's playing a new champion all of a sudden, but it is the Leona Skimmy, and this champion is really strong on the current patch.
Very, very strong, isn't it? We saw a lot of it last night, and no doubt we're going to be seeing a lot more of it going forward, where when we get ourselves in a position like this, where Ornn's not attractive and Nautilus has already been denied, Leona seems to be that de facto next go-to option. Might be seeing in a fairly aggressive bot lane to get ourselves excited about. Yet to see where this call could go. Been a hot minute since we last saw one. But you've been a big fan of seeing it in the bot lane as opposed to mid.
Yeah, I think it's just... Corki is a really, really good lane bully. You know, you start with the Halo Blades, the E-Start. You're able to just, you know, pretty much play in front of the Creep Wave with aggressive support like Leona and just really bully these 80 carries. It's really hard to match up to the amount of damage that Corki does level 1. I would much rather prefer to see it in bot lane. I think it has a lot more success as a champion. He doesn't really need levels anymore. He just needs items. And, you know, when you put champs in mid, it's all about experience rather than gold because, you know, in both lanes, you're going to be getting the same amount of gold. I would prefer to see us in bot lane, but I will give the edge to Mammoth in the first 3 based on the champs they pick. I think they just have a stronger overall, you know, first couple of champs to pick, whereas, you know, when we look at Antic's comp, they're kind of building more of a comp so far. They haven't really picked their main carries yet.
Yeah, yet to showcase exactly what it's all built around, but the building blocks are there, right? You've got the pick potential with the 2 engage options. You've obviously got the very strong laning phase from the Rumble, but also some fantastic objective control with the Equalizer thereafter. 2 of the best champions that Raze has in his arsenal right now, be it Aphelios and Kaiser, both to be denied. Double jungle bans then on the tail end to make sure that Guro doesn't have too much impact with a Nidalee and Maokai. And now we get to see, all right, maybe this was the reason Antic wanted to hide their picks, because usually speaking, we get an 80 carry in the first 3.
Yeah, and it's very easy to just look at mobility. You always want to have some form of mobility against this Leona. Having the Tristana means you can match up to the Corki's aggression in the early game. I think if he did go for the Zeri, they're conceding a bit more early game. That's not really the playstyle we've seen from Antic recently, as they are boasting at 100% first blood rate. So this Tristana currently being a flex, but I would say this is a very Raze favored champion.
Does certainly feel to be that way, right? Even after you memed with Incursio, right? Saying, are we ever going to see the Tristana? He's thinking, you know what, Tally? Maybe today is the day. We get to wait and see, though, because the response is going to be pretty quick from Mammoth here. They're going to lock in the Silas straight away. A couple of good ultimates to take right off the bat. Question does become, what comes next? What brings it all together?
I mean, we are seeing the Briar hobby Skimmy, but have we ever seen Briar played in competitive before?
I don't believe so, no. It's undergone so many different changes, and it's yet to make its debut here.
Yeah, and it's just going to be the Jack, so it's a good jungler to pick into the, you know, the Xin Zhao Viego, these very auto-attack focused junglers. But once again, this Skarner Jax is a flex. I assume this will be the Skarner into the Rumble. Jax into the Rumble is quite a hard matchup in isolation. It really needs a lot of attention coming out of the jungle. And I do not expect Gudo to want to put an insane amount of attention towards the top lane, especially when he has such a volatile bot lane right now.
Here it is, Akali gets locked in, so yes, that Tristana for what feels like an eternity will no longer be getting played in the mid lane. Well, we'll get to see how it functions in the bot. You mentioned before, wouldn't like to see the Zeri ideally, but we certainly saw that being played by Raze in his last game, right? Where the comp was requiring a very mobile AD carry. I think Tristana certainly fits the bill. There's a world in which I was wondering, would they entertain the idea of an Ezreal as well? But going into that of a Cork Leona wants to be just a little bit more nimble in a different direction.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the exciting thing to look at for this game, Skimmy, is we have 3 volatile lanes. We have 3 lanes this game which can be impacted by the junglers, and a lot of fighting is going to be happening in this lane. We do not expect to see, any pushing and, bouncing of waves, just the classic, chess move in League of Legends. But I think we're going to see a lot of action, and especially in the mid lane, I think both of these supports need to be impacting this matchup as much as possible.
Well, a whole host of new champions really across the board here for Mammoth, isn't it? Really haven't seen any of these champions locked in for any of these players before, but very much in the fold of what is meta and what is good right now. As for Antic, though, you would say a lot of comfort, really, across the board. With Foreigner leading the line. And that was actually one of the stats we wanted to bring up before. Right? When we talk about those first blood percentages, a lot of that is to be driven by the fact that Foreigner and Draku actually, Foreigner sits at the top of the entire league, 83% first blood percentage, and then Draku and Curcio tied in second at 67. And I think that's been a hallmark of these really good teams in recent weeks, right? A link up between jungle and support and the ease of access to try and find success in the mid lane too. Yeah,
and I think something to talk about with Antic is when we look at the other top teams, a lot of the time the junglers are spending a lot of their time, covering lanes. We see Kevy in weeks past always, putting out fires for lanes that were kind of exploding. Schoenfire is a lot more about, he's playing those really aggressive, AP junglers. He's always clearing his camps. But Foreigner is very active on the map early on. He's playing a lot of these AD junglers. Always, AD jungler, AP mid, melee support. Just the ability to take over the game because of how aggressive you can be early on these AD junglers is what Foreigner shines at.
Certainly does. The first 10 minutes tend to go pretty easy breezy in Foreigner's case. Get a good gold lead, then that turns into XP, be it objectives, be it map pressure, which has put Antic in these formidable positions. I'm curious though, you mentioned 3 volatile lanes. In the past, we mentioned for Antic, it had been a little bit confusing, their ability to try and close them out. Obviously, Ray's mentioned in the interview saying, we were experimenting, we're trying things out. Obviously, they came out the gates then very much swinging and took down Iron in a pretty convincing fashion. But I'm curious with this draft, is it sort of following that same wavelength?
Definitely, I would have to say, when we look at the map, we see a lot of little niche things happening. We see the Ignite coming out of Rumble, which means he isn't playing for the teleport. He isn't just playing to bully and crash. He wants that dive to happen in the early game because it's so important when you're running this Ignite against a TP to blow it early on, so you can create some advantage in lane. Rumble doesn't really need the summoner to win the 1v1. He's always going to be able to do that. As we do see this little bush check happen here, but Draku might not be happy face checking this bush this early on in the game.
Not happy. Not happy whatsoever there, Talia. Face check, and suddenly he's found himself with a big scar on his forehead. Down to 50% right off the bat. Going to chug through one of those very handy potions as he looks to try and regain some kind of control of this bush. And out of that one, just hooking in voice blindly, waiting to see if Raze can find any kind of retaliation back into this one. But I'm curious to see really where all the fireworks kick off from. Will it be that traditional 2v2 that we've come to know and love, or will it be found elsewhere?
Yeah, Draku blew his aftershock there on the trade, so he needs to be careful about the all-in that could potentially happen onto him. But Raze throws the bomb on the way, so they're able to hit 2 at the same time, alleviate some of the pressure. But as we look in the mid lane, we see how this matchup's going to look in isolation. It's just a lot about Akali has the range advantage over Sylas. Sylas needs to be able to E4 to trade. If that E2 doesn't land, Akali's always going to be hitting the 5-point strikes into the passive. It does so much damage, especially comboing with the electrocute in the early game.
We saw another game a few weeks back where the Sylas was maxing his heal first as W, right? Is this another example in which you'd want to try and value the sustain more so than the harass to match?
It's tough. When you max W, you get a lot of combat power in the the skirmishes and the 1v1s, but you lose so much of your lane controls. You see, this is the power of the Ignite scheme, pretty much.
Certainly is.
It's so easy to just find these early kills as the Rumble when you have that first strike percentage damage bonus up, and unfortunately Reneko does fall down and lose the flash, which I think could be very detrimental for him in the early game. But back to the midpoint. It's a lot of... Okay, never mind. We're going straight in for the all-in on bot lane.
Bot point. Looking at Gun Grab here is very, very low, and also cops another Ignite, but does not fall on down. Quick pause, Tally. Speak.
Okay, so a little bit of a breather now. Summoners were blown. Maybe we won't see any kills for at least the next 10 seconds. But
Surely.
you know, when you max that W on Sylas, you get a lot more of that combat power, but you lose so much of your wave clear threat. That's why we see so many of these, you know, Sylas one tricks. They put like even 2 or 3 points into the Q first before maxing the secondary spell, whether it be the, you know, E when you verse range champs or the W when you verse melee champs, because you need that wave clear to be able to just proc the Q1, Q2 on the range creeps and kill it with a passive proc, and allow yourself to, you know, have more free time on the map because you're not stuck in lane clearing minions, as Akali's always going to be pushing with the 5-point strike when she's trading onto you.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, and I suppose also alleviates the need to constantly call your jungler to babysit your lane to help you actually push it out if you do need to go back to base to force that first reset. He's actually going to go back to base, and with double summoners up and available, opts to just walk back to the lane. As we check in with bot yet again, and every single time these two aggressive melee supports have an opportunity, they're going to look to truck out that hook or proc them with the Zenith Blade and see what they can find as a result of this one. But no surprises here that Tristana eventually finds the push in this wave. And he's able to make sure that at least one of these lanes is pushed back for the meantime. I suppose I'm also curious about this top lane situation. We saw the Rumble picked as their first option. They went for the Ignite. It was clearly designed to be a lane bully. And then to have everything line up perfectly like this to make sure that the Ignite combat power will find success, I think it makes Gudo's job a little bit harder now as to where should I go next?
Yeah, the one window though for Gudo to punish is the fact that Zornis did blow that flash, find a solo kill. Yeah, Skana as a first pick is always going to be able to do his job. Obviously, Rumble's going to win the lane. Rumble wins most lanes into melee champions. It's very hard to punish him in the 1v1, but he's always susceptible to ganks, and especially not having the flash as they get closer to the level 6 points in top lane. If Gudo wants to, he can always just go for an easy lane gank onto Zornis when, you know, Reneko gets access to the Impale.
Let's see if the timers line up in that regard, because certainly Flash is going to be down for another few minutes, and level 6 is not too far away for Reneko to match that of Zornis. Just getting the equalizer up and available now. Both junglers have all gone for their first reset, as well as their clear to wait for the respawn, so they have a little bit of extra power on their on the cards to look to utilize here. We'll get to wait and see what happens here. His voice is going to poke his head into the mid lane, waiting for Nkosu to pop out of the smoke bomb and realize, well, there you are. And I jump. Predator very, very low. And doesn't have an ultimate himself to match. Double flash burned by the supports here as everybody gets amongst it. And unfortunately for Incursio, just overwhelmed by more numbers, really.
Yeah, I can see the angle there. Draco goes for the flash forward to try find Voice. Voice has their own flash though, so Incursio, you know, not really ready for that flash to come out, throws out the perfect execution, but misses completely and then gets caught as a standing duck in front of the owner with the combo CC coming out of Gudo. Very easy kill for them, and this is so good for Predator. It really swings his matchup, because when we think about the Sylas Akali matchup in past, always going to be Akali's favorite in the early game. She just has a lot more wave control and ease of access when it comes to trading in the early game. But the more levels come to Sylas, the shorter his cooldowns are, the more he can go forward onto these trades. And these extended trades always favor Sylas.
Yeah, and I think it's also a valid point in terms of the ability to say you're an energy champion versus that of a mana one, right? So you can just constantly spam and not really feel too hard done by it as a result of that one. So he's just going to come back into lane and straight away reassert dominance. You can see 3 points into the hero right now with a single point in the queue for that wave clear as you highlight. So we'll keep tabs as to how that build comes online. But for the meantime, with the kills all tied up here, Antic opt to make their play towards the very first dragon. Gudo then takes that opportunity to play towards the top side and secure all 3 grubs. And, you know, in the end, we're back to just focusing on laning again.
Yeah, and this is just the strength of Akali when it comes to trading. You have all the autonomy when it comes to trading. Sylas, it's so hard to be the one who is aggressing, especially when you just don't have control of the map right now. Like, when we look at Vision, he doesn't have any bot side. He doesn't know where the team is. He doesn't want to be going forward right now. We see Voice already coming to mid lane because he feels that his mid laner could be in trouble right now, but this is all over Vision skimming, and I think that this is a trap set up by Antic.
Double summoners burnt in the fight prior. Great little disengage there by Incursio to make sure that Voice really didn't have a get out of jail free card. There is Foreigner jumping on through, buffering it beautifully with the flash forward to guarantee that the spell would hit. And this time it's Antic on the front foot saying we have the extra numbers. Good flash from Zominus, flashing out the Impale. As Gudo was hot on the tail to make sure, but like your point previously, that flash is down again. Easy repeat for Gudo to visit again. Ooh, I hold myself for a second as I watch what happens in the mid lane. Another tower shot! Really, Incursio's playing it by the absolute skin of his teeth, but both of them just managed to get away.
Yeah, and something to note about this whole passage of play skimming is we look at the jungle support from Antic. They are linked up. When we look at Mammoth, Gudo's ganking top, Voice is ganking mid. They're not on the same page, and I think these fights could be going in a complete different scenario if we see the Jax and Leona going together doing the same thing. Unfortunately, you know, Gudo goes for the top gank, but Zornis waited patiently, waited for his flash to come back up just in time to avoid that gank coming out of Gudo.
Nicely done as a result, but as the dust has settled for a second, we do see then that Antic have steadily been building a bit of a lead. A lot of that is going to come from the fact they're ahead in CS, but that is going to materialize into a near 2,000 gold lead already this early on.
Yeah, we are seeing the Dirk build coming out of Gun as well. I think that personally, after the Corki change that we saw with the nerf to the Gatling gun, and we don't really see the lethality build being favored that much on Corki. Like, his poke just isn't that powerful in the early game anymore. And it's more so gone towards that Q build, gone towards, oh, I'm a short-range champion, I need to itemize for that Triforce so I can, take some damage while dealing it back. I think that the lethality build is still viable, but it's, it's just not doing the same oomph that it was doing in, the patch past.
Wasn't nearly as oppressive as it was in patches gone by, as you say, right? It was very, very strong. Would allow you to snowball just really out of control. But still, we'll be maxing that Gatling gun for all the shred very early on, which certainly isn't going to go to waste. As we get to see what the response will be here in the laning phase. You can see that Draco every single time now is hunting for that hook. The voice very much more reserved now, and I think it might be the case. Obviously, both have Hex Flash, but I'm not going to be able to utilize that unless they get the surprise factor.
Yeah, and Cursor just feels, very enabled in this mid lane to be aggressive as possible. We'll have to see if, Predator wants to go forward for this, but there's so much damage coming out of Cursor already.
Oh, very close once again between these two. A second time where it's dropped to mere digits that have kept them intact here. What a play by Reneko. Is he going to get the trade back? The shield at 11 HP. Literally, Tally, across the map, everybody hears breath.
That is so unfortunate for Reneko there. Commits his flash, just slams him into the wall, skimming, but it's just not enough damage to find the trade kill on Zoras as he, pops that shield going back out. But Zoras is doing such a good job in this lane by himself. He's getting no help from his team. All the attention from the Antic side is going towards the mid lane. He has it's only his own vision. He's doing everything in the 1v1, but we are seeing aggression onto the bot lane, and here comes Foreigner.
We certainly are looking for the kill right off the bat from Guncrab there, but he's able to get away. The explosive shot isn't enough in the end, so they turn their attention back onto Draco. He's so overcommitted to try and make that fight happen. Foreigner says, well, if I'm dying, I'm taking one with me, so he will get that trade back. Raze is already gone because he was so low, but he did thankfully survive. And they will be able to crash this wave and at least get one play.
Yeah, and this is the volatility I'm talking about. Pretty much, we should be seeing, the match of junglers on all these points in the lane. Whenever, a wave is in a bad position or someone has lost a bit of health or they're, in a position where they could be ganked, we expect to see numbers from both teams coming into that. And as we see, the wave is, in the middle, in the lane. Draco wants to be the one to aggress here, but Gudo has read this from the past. He's been here for a while, and unfortunately, they weren't able to find the execution onto Raze. He lives with, a bare minute of health. But this is the power of Jackson Leon in these early skirmishes. It's so hard for the Xin Zhao, who's going to be strong, to do anything against these champs who just completely avoid his damage.
Yeah, the ability just to nullify it, or at least just lock you down so you don't even get the uptime that you so sorely need, especially for that 3-point strike, right? So frustrating if that ever does get interrupted, but that base damage was enough in the end. And they are making sure that Antic don't run away with things so fast.
Flash.
Second spawning of those grubs. The focus right now is onto Foreigner, burning that flash pry. Does mean that he's a sitting duck for the death this time around. They turn their attention now to Draku. The hijacked ultimate of the Nautilus locks him in place, and he dies to his own sword.
And this is the story of these meathead comps, Skimmy. When you slightly misplay in these skirmishes, there is so much chase potential, there is so much kill potential, because you cannot get away from the strength of a Triforce Jax right now, especially when you don't have flashes. I think this might be a dive top, Skimmy, if this works out. If Gudo wants to commit to the top lane after the grubs, we see Zoras throw out the ult because he feels a bit susceptible to getting ganked right now. But gonna be free grubs from Gudo here. He is so ahead of the curve right now when it comes to his items, and I think Jax is a champ this game that can really do everything himself.
Yeah, he really does have the agency to take over this game, right? Especially once this breaks apart. He can look to try and peel away. Reneko can hold his own with the rest of the team, always looking for that hunt impale potential, whilst he can go for the split pushing if you want. But I do like it that Zoras hits the equalizer. I had vision in that pixel bush to make sure that he wasn't under any real threat with the Hex Flash being used to try and be a little bit clever there by Voice. Wasn't to be, though. So that will be pushed to the side for the meantime. And, after those few little skirmishes we've had, yeah, Antic have, lost that potential 2k lead they had. It's shrunken down to 1k. Still obviously incredibly strong. And those fundamentals of a good laning phase is still going to be helping them. But Mammoth are reminding them, this is not going to be a one-sided match.
Yeah, and we take stock of items right now on the map. It's all pretty much the same. But Zoras doesn't have the ult. He's stuck on the other side of the map by himself. Does get the flash off, but it's the TP.
Yeah. Counter-Strike is going to be dodged out on this occasion. Soliflare fully soaked up, but everybody from Mammoth is up here. And I think for Antic, they're just laughing. You didn't kill our top laner. We're pushing bot lane. We're getting Dragon as well. Like, this is not a trade.
Yeah, this is absolutely not a trade. We see Voice going for the stop, but I think this might mean he falls down, Skivvy.
A little bit too greedy there, Talia. A little bit too overforced. It's really got to be the key
Draco's
theme
here.
there. Reneko jumps in as well, also hunting for a play. Draco's had enough time to actually reset, fully regroup the rest of the team and back up these two members down to sub 20% HP. They will, in the end, fall on down. The perseverance of Mammoth was good enough.
Gunkrab?
Can they find even more? The turret shot onto Gunkrab takes him down too. And I can't help but still think Foreigner and Raze are just smiling.
Yes, well, okay, when we look at this mathematically, Skimmy, obviously Antic come out ahead in this, entire passage of play. Raze is getting plate spot, soul experience, waves in, stealing jungle camps, multiple waves being lost for Mammoth. But when we look at these comp Skimmy and how they function, I think getting gold onto these certain champions could be more effective than spreading out the, total gold win across your team. I think that, when you have a Silas ahead in the side lane against the Akali, that's more important than your team, getting that extra bit of gold lead from these trades. Unfortunately, Voice into a little bit here, but the whole team is here and they still stayed around. They don't have ultis yet. Zorna's Equalizer is not off cooldown. Dracu's like, I'm coming to help, guys, but, in the end, you can't really do anything for how low they are right now from this dive.
Yeah, super low, right? It's just a bit of a doomed fight from the beginning as you go in one by one as we go back into the action. And we get to see what takes place now. Herald is up and available. 5 stacks of the grubs were confirmed in the end there by Mammoth. Unable to get the full 6 on this occasion, but they'll be happy in that regard to answer back with some pushing to match that of what Raze was able to achieve just moments prior. Now it does become a conversation of, all right, so a 1k difference between the two of us. You've obviously got all this gold injected into some hyper carries, but at the same time, as you coined it, this meathead comp, if you make one single slip up, we're just going to continue to punish time and time again.
Yeah, absolutely. And, punish time and time again is very important, Skimmy, because when you look at how these comps function, you want to punish summoners. The moment you blow summoners, that's when you want to, you want to ball, you want to play on 2 lanes, you want to engage as much as possible. Also to note, based on this game state, everyone besides top laners is pretty much sitting equal on gold or equal on item power. Everyone has, the ability to take over the game in their own hands. You might see in this 1v1 in Curcio versus Predeath, if they find the solo kill into each other, either one of them can take over the game based on, how far ahead they can get of their counterpart.
What I'm curious at this point in the game, what both teams are thinking, right? As for Antic, are they thinking, no, we're happy with this trade, we believe in, the coveted Raze Tristana, or, we believe that we've got the better late game insurance with the stacking up of these Drakes as opposed to Mammoth, who I'm sure are feeling pretty enthralled. Like, look how strong our jungle is right now. It's a Jax amongst everything else. Plus, we have the ability to always steal away key ultimates to, manipulate any situation.
I would give late game to Mammoth, and I'd be pretty confident with that. I just think, having the front line of the Jax, the Skarner, and the Leona means that Raze isn't really going to be doing the same damage that Gunkrab will. He's going to do more damage overall because he is Tristana. He is like a bit ahead of the clock when it comes to his items. But Corki's damage overall, to these squishy champs like the Akali late Rumble is going to be more effective. It's going to stick a lot more than to these, Warmog top lane, Warmog support. It's, I'm being a bit of a Warmog's merchant, but I think that these tanks could be the real difference if it does come down to the late game scenarios.
I'm just waiting, Tally, for the day we, go full cycle out of these Bruiser junglers, completely out of the AP junglers, and go straight back to tanks. We're just going double Warmogs, be it Sejuani, Leona, and we're just baiting all day. Just the Baron dance is a stalemate for 10 minutes. Like,
Vayne
who could
meta.
regen more? It'd just be so crazy by that point, right? But let's see what happens here, because would you believe it, the gold is all tied up again now. 16 minutes into this one. No dragon to be taken, but everybody's hugging around this bottom side of the river, looking to see what they can find. And, sidelining just doesn't exist right now. Even in Curso being dragged from top lane to entertain it, but it says, you know what are we doing? Why are we engaging in an Os ARAM? I'll just go back and split push again.
Yeah, we see Predeath leaning towards mid. We're looking in Cursor and Predeath's teleport timers. They're not off cooldown. He has about 15 seconds left on both of them, so he just wanted to be there in case a fight did break out. We shouldn't really expect anything to happen for the next 2 minutes. These comps are all about these objective team fights, finding the flank. So it's going to be contest mid wave, push to a side lane, impact the skirmishes that happen on the side wave. It's very hard for Zonus to be aggressive against the Skarner because he is susceptible to getting claps on himself, even though he does win the 1v1. It takes him a very long time to kill Reneko, and it's very easy to collapse here. But we do see the 4-man coming out of Antic onto Mammoth right now. Predator is left here, but his team is coming if they want to commit.
See if they're here to back him up. Reneka, for the meantime, is landlocked in bot lane. Not really wanted to commit with that TP. They know that's how it's going to fall on down. We don't need to overforce anything. We got what we went for. But Guda decides, I'm really strong, I'll jump in. But he's jumped the bullet here, Tally. He's got in far too early. And the shutdown is given across to Foreigner. That's some gold that he is certainly happy to pick up. And then on the tail end there too, Voice is the second casualty. And it feels like a very weird trade of events as Antic right back to their 2k lead again.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very strange by Godo. Decides to jump in to try kill the Rift Herald before like it can get a push off. But Draku's just like, oh, this guy's blowing his Counter-Strike. He's not that tanky. Like, they still have a lot of damage on their team. Incursor will do an insane amount of damage to these champions who don't have MR yet if he's able to land, that Shuriken flip, E1, E2 combo. There's so much front-loaded damage from Makai at this point in the game, and it's, you have to respect it. It's so important that whoever finds that engage first will be winning these fights.
Does that change the overall theme then of this mid game? Because 20 seconds on the third Drake. Gudo thankfully didn't burn a flash. No summoners were used on that occasion. So perhaps they still do have that tenacity, that fighting power to really delay the outcome of this Dragon Soul that I'm sure Antic are hunting for. It's the Cloud Soul, Tally. It's the best one statistically.
Yeah, this is the OP Dragon, and I think especially on champs like Nautilus, like Xin, like Akali, when they throw that, they get that move speed. It is so impactful, but when you look at the other team as well, Jax, move speed, Skarner, move speed, like his Impale will be doing so much. So like whoever picks up this soul, I think it's very comfortable to say we'll win the game, Skimmy.
Let's see then if it's going to be 4 back-to-back by Antic or if Mammoth will have something to say about that outcome. Draku looking to try and protect and at least delay Mammoth making their entry into that river. Across the wall goes Reneko looking to try and find a little bit of chaos. It's going to be some good there by Foreigner. Nicely done on this occasion. Voice is out of the fight. His job is already done. The hijacked equalizer going to be dropped on now as Predator goes in 1v4. But it's just not enough. Voice across the wall. And then Kirsty says, why are you recalling there? I'm going to hunt you down. I'm an Akali, you're Leona. It was never really a fair matchup. Foreigner in the end is also looking for a bit of a cheeky 1v1. And it's actually a perfect ace.
Yeah, and I think this might be lights out for the game state, Skimmy. We look at how Antic, they go there as 5. They understand how these comps work. They're on the target straight away. We see Mammoth completely split. We see Voice going in by himself, but Predator's still on the bot wave. Reneko's going in. Predator steals the Rumble ulti instead of, one of the more impactful ults like the Nullus ult or the Perfect Execution. And he's just unable to have this impact in his fight, Incursor completely solos out Gunkrab on the backside of the fight, and this is probably one of the, biggest issues right now. It's like Raze can self-peel with the, Buster Shot, but if Gunkrab gets found out by Incursor, he can't really do anything without his team.
In the end, it just kind of just evolved into a bunch of 1v1s taking place all across that bottom half of the map, and a perfect ace this early on. I mean, this narrative is completely out the door now, right? We were thinking, hang on a minute, is this going to be much closer than we'd anticipated? Is it not going to be the 2-0 going Antic's way? But at 20 minutes on the dot now, they've certainly established the sort of the lead we would have expected from them. 3 Drakes, 6k gold, and all the map control in the world to understand, all right, where do we want to push next, and how do we dissuade Mammoth from grouping up as 5 and really showcasing their true CC potential?
Yeah, I think Antic will feel pretty comfortable to keep playing aggressive. We see the engage coming out, Skimmy, but I don't think this favors Mammoth at all.
Doesn't look good so far. Good looking low. Says maybe I will just jump back in, but in the end falls on down to Raze. Foreigner's going to open it up for a second, and Reneko on his own, surrounded by many. Can't offer much more than that. Still had the Impale up and available, and that's how uneven that fight was. Voice is jumping in again to Incursio. We know how that worked out last time, Voice. I don't know why you're entertaining it again. He'll die once again. And Pradev is a bit of a split-pushing demon at this stage. He's just wanting objective bounties. He's not interested in what his team's doing, and he should be, because Antic are taking Baron.
Yeah, and this is going to be a free Baron for Antic. We see Incursio going forward onto Pradev. He does have access to the hijack perfect execution, but once again, Mammoth not on the same page. See Pradev in the side lane with the TP, doesn't commit it to this fight. His team engages without him, and Zoranus throws down a really nice, disengage equalizer, which means that he's completely fine. Gunkrab can't follow anything up. And after he Valkyrie's in to try find the execute onto Raze, it doesn't, just didn't crit, didn't find that, order he needed. It slides out there.
Overextended by that point. Right in range then for the depth charge and the easy turning of attention to pick up that kill as a result. So let's check in then with some of the itemization. You can see 2 items, 2.5 already done by Raze here with the IE, Kraken Slayer and a Zeal to boot. Very happy is he, but Gunkrab not too far behind, right? Collector as well as IE, so both the crit 80 carries are certainly one step closer to achieving that late game power that we all so know and love. But I suppose really the biggest winner so far is to be the fact that And Curso falls on down.
Yeah,
That's not really the transition we were looking for, but yeah, Akali's dead.
Yeah. That was a nice fix, Jimmy, but, you know, Antic still want to take this fight. They see that they're going to be on cooldown, so they're happy to take this.
Yeah, they said, well, you know, we're going to rock them down to the bot lane to find a little bit of vengeance, find a little bit of revenge, and that's exactly what they get. Zorbidus makes his KDA go up to 7-1-5 right now. This Rumble is an absolute weapon. Make it 8. There's the double. Brayden saying, I need to get something, and that he will. They've got at least something to salvage, and I don't have to worry about another perfect ace.
Yeah, and it's just as easy as that. Like, when we look at the inventory of Zorbidus right now, he is doing so much damage. I think that was one harpoon on the gun grab, and he died. He is so fed, he is so over-leveled right now, and Rumble is such a powerful champion when left alone, when able to create these own advantages himself.
Yeah, second most farm in the game, 3 items already done. I mean, it's absurd just how strong this Rumble is right now. But you can see Voice here. Yeah, I'm just going to scan out for some vision. Hang on a minute, I've been ganked.
Yeah, and I think this is the story of these fights, Skimmy. We always see Mammoth members slightly split, and Antic are pouncing on this. They're really punishing. They find the pick, create the same numbers as much. Suddenly it's a 4v4, and all of a sudden, when there's a 4v4 Skimmy, I think this always is going to favor Antic based on how strong they are.
Yeah, individually, this seems they will showcase just how strong they can be. I don't need to worry about having the numbers advantage. Well, it's 4 turrets now taken by them, so Incursio and the rest of Antic can look to try and go back to their split-pushing ways to answer the, I don't want to say desperation, but the, sort of the lack of need to group up as 5 from Mammoth. Very much on that disconnect, as you've mentioned. There's some say we just need objective bounties, others say, well, we need to fight. We've got all the CC in there well, but it doesn't seem to matter. Antic with a Baron, still 20 seconds left of it. And they'll be saying, we need to break open the base with this.
Yeah, and I think that as Mammoth, you can look at this game and you don't feel too bad about it because I think their draft is very good. I think this might be an identity that they might start using going forward. And we see the hook going forward onto Reneka, and he's just not thank you enough, Stu.
That's so sad though, isn't it, right? The fadeaway impale, you're dead, you flash, it doesn't really matter because look at the damage being done inside your base right now. The hook goes out, Draku unfortunately hitting a minion on this occasion. Only one Nexus turret still surviving, but we're mid-wave prepped and ready to crash. They'll say, well, let's just pick up a second inhibitor. It would be rude not to. How about more? How about we pick up these champions? And they look at Goodo, and he just simply perishes.
Yes.
And now Antic have really said that we've won this game.
I'm a bit worried about this game. I think, you know, with these 3 minions themselves, this might be a game over for Mammoth. They just don't have the members to be able to defend against the power of Raze right now.
Too strong, isn't he? 7-0-7, the perfect player with a perfect score. James Bond-esque, you have to say, he's going to be a very happy man. You can see him smiling in his camera right there, but at 24 minutes, they get it done. And they say, you had your fun for those first 10, 15 minutes, but our class in the end got us across the line.
I don't think I've ever seen Raze be, you know, proud of a win. You know, always head in hands straight after regardless of the game. Has a perfect game, never dies head in hands anyway, Skimmy. But very, very clean game from Antic. It really sped up when we hit that mid-game point when that veterancy comes through about how they know how to execute these team fights. So really well played to them, and have to see how it goes, how it looks going forward.
But I'm curious, because we will be running it back on the same sides for game number 2. Mammoth had a great idea for those first 10, 15. Something went a little bit awry, and then after that, it all went downhill. Let's see what they can do, and if they can bounce back in game number 2.